Hi, I'm Andrew Watson, the reigning 2023 Jack Sears Trophy champion. Yeah, so over the moon to announce and go public with the fact that we've signed with Speedworks Motorsport and Toyota. So what an amazing opportunity, you know, in my second year in the touring cars now, to move up to that manufacturer level with a team like Speedworks with their history, pedigree, their learning with the Corolla now at this stage, and also, you know, a brand like Toyota. So massively excited to get going. Can't wait to turn my first laps in the car and, you know, have a brilliant season. Yeah, so amazing to win the Jack Sears Trophy in our rookie season. That was the goal that we set from day one. At times it really didn't look like it was going to come off, but that definitely was goal number one. So to get that job done was even more important given the fact that we did score overall podium, so we weren't going to be eligible again. So that really kept the pressure on through the year that, you know, we had to get it wrapped up because that was going to be our only chance to bag that championship. And we did. So the manner that we did it in as well was great, you know, to be able to be so tight throughout the year. I was first after the first weekend, I was fifth after the second weekend, and it really seesawed throughout the year. So that really made it extra special as well. Yeah, so this season, it's a big step up on many fronts. You know, I've had my rookie year. We're moving up to a manufacturer team and we're expected to fight at the front now. So that's fine. We didn't want to do that in year one because there is a lot to learn about the championship, the cars and the people you're racing against. So I feel like I'm really ready for that step, and everyone behind me is on board with that as well. So the pressure is off from my point of view, having won that Jack Sears Trophy last year and having proved some of the things that we did, and we were fighting at the front at various stages throughout the year. So I know we can do it, which really sets us up for an exciting season. Yeah, so my early days in the TOYOTA universe started in 2012, which is a long time ago now. I originally started in Ireland in 2011 in a Ginetta Junior car, and then made the step up in 2012 to the UK Championship, which supported the touring cars. And at that time, we just idolised the touring cars, the drivers, the machines, everything about it. So that was so motivating to be involved in that. The racing was brilliant. You know, Ginetta did and still do a brilliant job for the grassroots and national motorsport in the UK. And that really let me learn my craft in terms of the racecraft, tyre management, working with professional teams. So that was brilliant. Had some amazing results in the Ginetta Juniors and also the Ginetta Super Cup, and, you know, raced against Jake Hill and Tom Ingram, if you've heard of those guys. So yeah, that was brilliant. Then we went away for a while down the sports car route. So straight after Ginetta's in 2015, we got selected for the McLaren GT Young Driver Programme. So that really went on for about 3 years. Brilliant, just went all over the world, Australia, Asia, Europe, America, everywhere. So incredible opportunities. And then that carried on to working with Aston Martin Racing. So as a junior factory driver and then as a mentor to some of the younger drivers coming through, which was a really interesting role to mentor those, coach them, and I suppose realised that I had matured on a little bit, which was great. Again, went all over the world, some amazing results throughout that period. And then at the end of 2021, we were ready for a change. It took really the whole of 2022 to figure that out, get the plans in place, figure out what we wanted to do. And on the whiteboard, we came up with the touring cars, the Jack Sears Trophy, and getting our foot in the door there and doing some learning. So here we are in 2024, having ticked a few of those boxes, but a lot more to achieve now in the British touring cars. Yeah, so the races and events that we've competed at, I mean, if I had a motorsport bucket list, I'd probably be able to tick off 90% of them. You know, going to Daytona 24 hours, just incredible. The atmosphere that the fans have there in Daytona Beach, and the passion that they have, and seeing this Star Spangled Banner, you know, coming down the straight, and the fighter jets, and incredible experience. Then on the other end of the globe, the Bathurst 12 Hours, fans equally as passionate, getting a class podium there as well. Such an incredible track. It is actually my favourite track in the world. Called the Mountain, you know, it's half public road throughout the year. There's kangaroos, there's snakes, there's about 50 other GT cars and some of the best drivers on the planet. So loved those experiences. You know, I went there 3 times, which was incredible. Somewhere in the middle, we won Sepang 12 Hours. That's an incredible track. Incredibly difficult from a humidity and track surface point of view. So to win that was in 2016, was brilliant. Then, you know, we talk about the World Endurance Championship, and obviously the big event as part of that is Le Mans 24 Hours. So to get the opportunity to do that race once and finish 5th on our first attempt was incredible, and then to come back again, we were first with Porsche in a pretty incredible 911 RSR, and then to come back with Aston Martin in the Vantage GTE. Just incredible experiences. Le Mans is probably the hardest event as a driver to get into, so I'm really privileged to having done that in those incredible machines, and those are, yeah, experiences that, you know, will live on long in the memory. So the 2023 season took shape really through my management team at MB Partners. They've been behind me, you know, since 2015, I think now, so a long relationship there. And Mark and I spoke to a couple of teams, and Adam and Martin and everyone at PowerMax was really a good fit, because they understood bringing new people into the championship and winning that Jack Sears Trophy. They'd done it with Josh Cook and Senna Proctor, so that was a really good fit for me. Went up, met the team, was really encouraged by what I heard, and thought it would be a really good place for my first season, and it turned out to be just that. So yeah, thanks to them and everybody at the team, because they gave me a hell of a season. Yeah, my debut weekend in the British Touring Cars was a pleasant surprise. The qualifying was brilliant to get in the top 10. We hadn't had a lot of pre-season testing. Nobody in the championship really does, but obviously the people returning have so much experience. And we had glimmers of pace in pre-season and the media day, and it was all looking okay, but you get to the race weekend, you don't know where you're going to stack up. So yeah, then it started to rain, and I thought, okay, this could be good, because I love those conditions. I always had. I think the sports car racing had taught me a lot about tyre management and strategy, so put that into good effect, and you know, obviously got the 4th place and an independent win, which was brilliant. Used up all my hybrid too early, but that was literally a rookie mistake. So yeah, after that, you know, we had great pace, and that really, from my point of view, settled a lot of my nerves. But the team told me it'd give them a massive confidence boost as well, and really assured them that all the hard work that they'd done over the off-season and what they were going to have to do this season was going to be worth it, and they were back collecting trophies, so couldn't have went any better. Yeah, so after the first round it got a little bit quiet, because we don't get enough track time to perfect things when we get to the track. We've got 2 30-minute sessions, we've got to scrub tyres, bed brakes, and I haven't been to a lot of these places since 2015, so there's the excuses. But yeah, it was tough, and we probably lulled into a false sense of security after that first weekend. So the next one, we had a crash. We were collected, you know, in that crash on the pit straight with Rowbottom, Jelly and Morgan, so that really ruined our whole weekend there. If you have a bad race one, you have a lot of work to do. So yeah, that was challenging, and yeah, went from top of the Jack Sears standings to 5th, so that was an awakening for sure. Then the next rounds, you know, we had glimmers of pace, but couldn't piece it all together. Scored some points and collected good Jack Sears points, and then we went to Thruxton, and we knew the car was going to be good there, and it was. You know, we qualified 7th, which was great, and we were going to be back fighting at the front, and then I had a hub failure on the way to the grid. Incredibly, the team changed it from the space of the grid and the formation lap, which is just incredible. And you know, the congratulations they were getting from around the paddock was really cool to see. So managed to get back out on the end of grid 1, but had to come from the back, and again scored good points. But it wasn't then until after the summer break that we had that breakthrough first podium at Knockhill. That was incredible. Followed it up at Silverstone, really solid rounds, and again at Brands Hatch just to score some good points. So the main thing is we learnt a lot this season. I learnt a lot about the bad things that I was doing from a driving point of view, but also from an engineering point of view. So if it had went perfectly, I wouldn't have learnt as much as I have sitting here now. Yeah, the Jack Sears Trophy last year was probably the most competitive year we've had. Unfortunately for me, it would have been a bit easier if it wasn't so competitive, but it's brilliant because for new people into the championship and for people who haven't had that podium, it's such a good yardstick and such a good goal to have. So I really think it's a great opportunity for us to fight for something and learn what it's like to be in a championship battle in the touring cars, because there's a lot of pressure and it's hard racing. So that's invaluable experience. But it really meant that, you know, every race we were really conscious about exactly what position we were finishing, where our rivals were finishing, and it was a fight in that mid-pack, you know, for a lot of the season. And then it really came down to a 2-horse race with who else but my teammates. So from the outside that was great. Internally it was a little bit anxious for the team, I'm sure, and for us as the drivers it was. And yeah, there was a lot of pressure going into that final round. I had a lead, but it could all be undone in a race. So Mikey and I had a great relationship throughout, and I have a lot of respect for him, and especially what he did in the second half of the season was brilliant, you know, and he'll be a strong competitor next year. So it was a great, you know, fight throughout the season with all the contenders, and then to get the job done at the final weekend with my family and sponsors around me really made it even sweeter, the fact we really had to work for it. So it feels like a really big moment in my career. So we're just looking now to propel on from that. Yeah, I mean, you only have to look at the previous winners of the Jack Sears Trophy, Josh Cook and Ash Sutton, to name a few. And obviously, you know, they are some of the top talents in touring cars. So yeah, to be among that is nice. So now I've got to beat them for the overall honours next. I think going into this year now with the Corolla, there is going to be a lot of things I can carry over from last year in the Astra. There is similarities in terms of size and shape, so for sure that's going to help. Now the one difference is the Astra's a left-hand drive and the Corolla is right-hand drive, and I haven't ever raced a right-hand drive car, so there's going to be a little bit of learning spatially, very much in the racecraft, about, you know, where you can and can't put the car. But I've got the simulator all set up and changed around already, so that might help a little bit. I think that a lot of the components and what's underneath the shell is similar, so that's great when drivers are moving teams, and you know, we can start to figure out what works and what doesn't, and I've started to figure out what I like in a touring car, so I think I'll be able to carry those learnings through. But for sure there'll be a learning curve. I'm really looking forward to stepping up to a manufacturer team and an outfit like Speedworks Motorsport, because you know, I am by no means the finished article, so I really hope that, you know, they'll be able to help me progress on my journey and, you know, continue to learn front-wheel drive. So in terms of targets for 2024, we need to be regularly at the front, fighting for really good points and capitalising on the reverse grids. Now, I've had a second place and a third place, an independent win, Jack Sears Trophies wins, so I think you know what's coming next. We need that overall win, and I'm very confident that we can achieve that at some stage next year. So, you know, we're just going to get down to work now with the team, really focus that we have the best package and the whole team is operating as well as we can, and I'm totally confident that we'll have some big results next year.